warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch PeterGregg. Sit back, relax. You are about to watch a PeterGregg video. Something warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch PeterGregg.
Third time's a charm. We are live. We will rock you. Boom, boom. Well, it's time to start the show. So this time we jumped right in. Bam! Zoom to the moon. And what do we got going here? We have rotating cameras. Where's my little rotating cameras? Here they are. Do we have volume? Yes, check. Do we have picture? Yes, check. Do we have people? Oh, wait, I need to look and see if we got people. Yes, we got one. It's Simon. Hey, Simon, it's just you and me in the room. Shh, don't tell anybody. I didn't do the prelude music tonight. I'm beginning to not like it for some reason. I don't know what the problem is, but I hope you're doing okay. I hope it's okay. I tapped on you. I wanted to give you a little airtime on this channel. I know we don't have lots and lots of people, so I figured that what? It would be nice to talk about cameras with somebody that knows talking about cameras. So here we go. So we got some comments. It's the Ordinary Filmmaker. How are you doing, Ordinary Filmmaker? Welcome to the Friday night show. I think you got your camera back by now, right? It was supposed to be the next day after you told me. So I guess you're up and running with the R5. Happy Friday. Why doesn't it show up? Oh, I'm not seeing the chats. How is that possible? How is that even possible? Let's go in here and change the text so it's white. Wrong. Let's change the text so it's white. Right. Okay, that's better. Much better. So we'll start all over again. Hi, Simon. How you doing? Hi, Peter. How are you doing? Oh, I'm doing good, except now I seem to be into a split screen, and I have no idea why. Let's do the rotating cameras. And let's see. That's that one. Let's change. Oh, it's got two cameras running. That's interesting. Well, maybe it'll be interesting. Maybe we'll have an interesting evening. The Nikon Z6. So Ordinary is telling me hi. How you doing, Simon? Happy Friday. I am so sore from rehabilitation today. Won't be able to walk tomorrow. So tomorrow you're going to look like, oh, hello. My name is Simon. Ordinary Filmmaker. Let me give you, well, you tell us all about, well, I'm going to call you in a little bit, okay? Not quite yet. Let a few people get in here. We want to have maximum impact. I'm just ready for a change. I'm just ready for a change. I don't have any change on me right now, but if I did, I have a little jar. Does anybody else have a jar where you put all your little loose change in at the end of the night? I do. It's a mayonnaise jar, and it's about 3/4 full. I bet you there's $25, $30 in there. Here's Scott. Scott, we weren't in here last Friday, were you? I was looking for you, dude. I don't remember you coming in, and after the show was going, I said to myself, where is Scott? 3 major words. Where is Scott? So Scott wasn't there, but he's here now, so I know where Scott is. Simon says, Ordinary Filmmaker, I love talking about cameras. Aaron, how you doing? You know, I didn't see you this week. It was so crazy. The weather was crazy. I was talking with Randy, he only had 5 minutes of power every hour. So I'd be on the phone with him and he'd be talking, up, there goes the power. And then it was like really cold. Well, you guys know the news. We should talk about that too. So you're having some snow in New York. I've been watching the Weather Channel most of the week because Justin from Baby Back Maniac is in Texas. Randy is in Texas. Who else? There's a couple of other people in Texas. So anyway, I was trying to keep track of all my friends because I'm very highly concerned. Baby Back Maniac, he's got like a son, 10, 11 years old or something like that. So it could get pretty hairy. So speaking of Randy, there's Randy. I'm guessing you got power. You got electricity. And is it for longer? I think you were up to it being on for a few hours at a time. So you can bring us up to date and let us know what's going. Scotty, where are you? What kind of weather have you been fighting over there? Scott says, I brought pizza tonight. I even got some gluten-free crust for those that need it. Not me. I don't need gluten-free anything. I'm ready to go to heaven and get those big pizzas. You know, they got big pizzas up there. So thank you for bringing the pizza. I appreciate it. And I hope it's nice and warm. I like the really super thin crust and I like the thick crust. Actually, I like Sicilian pizza, to tell you the truth. Once I got back, everything else failed on me. So you went to rehab to fix one thing, and when you came back, everything else petered out. There's the word, petered out. Here's Lewis. He's got the north end of the county. I got the south end. So he's up in Hollywood. I'm down in Miami. So he's in charge of the north. I'm in charge of the south. So how's the north doing there? Lewis, how's the north doing up there? Oh man, your sound was absolutely awesome. Oh dear Lord, I could for once lean back because if you started talking about something really interesting, I have this thing where the iPad is set up next to my bed. It's not the big iPad, it's just the regular iPad, okay? The $330 job. And it's due for an update because I've got the generation 5. So when you start talking about stuff and I'm really interested, I have to sit up on my elbow so I can lean in and turn my ear. And I have that iPad all the way up, the volume all the way up. So I came in here to check and see. Maybe my iPad is going bad. Maybe it's breaking. Maybe it's actually broken. So I just got used to it that it was always going to be low. And then all of a sudden, kaboom, kabam! He sounds like a professional radio station. Where did that come from? That is absolutely awesome. I am so proud of you. You just figured that out and you did an awesome job. Excelente, excelente. Here's Ray. The Sony FX3 is basically just an A7S III. Well, the good thing is I got one of those. So that's what it seems like. The FX3 is, the key, the really key to that camera is who they're trying to introduce it to. If they're trying to introduce that camera to the people that have an FX6 or an FX9 and they just want another B-roll camera and they don't want to spend that kind of money, but they want something solid and good, then that camera should be between $4,000 and $6,000. But if for some unknown reason that camera comes out at, let's say, $24.99, oh, mosey, mozzie, moosey. I'm going to talk to Simon a little bit. We'll find out if he knows anything newer than I know. He's going to kind of give us and bring me up to date, and you all can listen. We'll do it by iPhone. But in a little bit, Simon, let's do it. What is it? 10:10? At about 10-15 minutes. So the price is going to be key as to where that camera is positioned. If they really want to break into the YouTube market, anything under $3,000 is going to pack a wallop. Okay. I hope they don't go to the $3,000 because that's going to take out a lot of people that might be willing to stretch from a $1,700 camera or a $2,000 camera. It's not going to catch the people that want a $1,000 camera, obviously. But in that case, you have the triplets, the 6100, 6400, and 6600. So Ray is saying, I hope all is well. Ray, I want to let you know, I'm very proud of you, dude. That video you put up was really, really cool. It was above and beyond what I expected. I thought seeing this guy running across my screen in his underwear wasn't the highlight of the thing, but it definitely brought an interesting appeal. So you hit all the little check marks, and you did a great job. I did watch it, I think the next day, when I could find when the chat came up. And when the chat came up, I was able to go and find it. So I wanted to say how proud I am of you and all that kind of stuff. So just wanted to let you know that kind of stuff. And I did watch it. I want you to know, when I say I love you or I say I love you to someone else, I'm not doing anything funny. I'm trying to pick people up, make them feel wanted, loved, and stuff like that. Not trying to wiggle my way into areas that I don't belong in. Just in case. So you don't go like, oh, he's doing that. No, I'm not doing that. I really care, and I want you to know I care. I'm happy when I see you here. It really is cool. Let me check real quick and see. We're running at 1080. I wanted to run at 4K tonight, but I guess it wasn't in the cards, or it wasn't in the menu. So Lewis is saying, hi everybody, hi everyone. Hi Lewis, how are you doing? Aaron, fudge night tonight. You know, I was thinking, it's ironic, I was thinking of making fudge again, but I'm thinking like, no, people are going to think, well, you did that already, you're just doing the same thing. But I liked it so much, and the fudge actually lasted like 2 weeks, because I made like the big bag, I cut it up, and I put it in Tupperware. And I put it in the fridge. And the longer, the older it is, the better the fudge is, honest to God. So I was just thinking about fudge, and it's just ironic that you would just bring up the fudge like that. That's just a little bit weird. You know, stay out of my mind, dude. Showtime. Showtime. Simon says, Mr. Camera Junkie, hello. Any tips on how to clean my camera lens? I haven't done it since I got it. You haven't cleaned it since you got it? Well, never clean a lens. These are my rules, okay? So you never clean a lens dry. And yes, you can do the exhale, which people get berserk, like you're a bottle of poison walking around on the earth. You can't, oh my God, you just ruined your lens. Just by exhaling on it. Now, I'm not blowing on it, I'm exhaling. There's a difference. An exhale, you're not blowing wind out, okay? If you blow wind out, you're gonna get water on your lens. You don't want that, okay? So you could use a nice clean microfiber, okay? Always fog up your lens, and I do it with a really gentle, unbelievably slow exhale. And it fogs up, and then I just go round and round, and then you give it an eyeball, and oh my God, that looks like a frickin' diamond. If this was something a girl could wear, she'd be wearing that. That's how gorgeous the front end of that. Actually, you could see the coating on there. Stunning, beautiful. So, what else? You can also use alcohol if you want. You can put and dip a Q-tip into alcohol, and then they say to use the 90. You can use the 70. They come up with all these strange rules. It makes them feel really professional. And then they come up with excuses like, don't you know it'll do this, or don't you know it'll leave that? Your lens can go through, if it's water tight, a storm. your exhale or a little alcohol on a Q-tip, and you rub it in, and then you do the microfiber. Okay, so if you're uncomfortable exhaling on your lens, you do the microfiber, and that's how you clean your lens. And I also have the products that I invented that actually cleans the sensor. It's called Sensor Sweep. It's on my website. So who asked me that? I'm supposed to give you a star when I read it. Okay, we'll start with Aaron. You got a star. That's how you clean the lens. Eric is here. Hello, everybody. Hello, Eric. How are you doing? You get a star. Aaron says, what's better than 1 PG2? 1 PG, 2 PGs. PeterGregg Photography, PGP. So let's give Aaron a star. Here's my buddy Ray. Aaron, you can get lens cleaning kits on Amazon that come with a spray solution and a microcloth fiber made for use on lenses. There you could go. There you go. You could go to Amazon, or you can go to PeterGregg.com and buy the Sensor Sweep. I invented the Sensor Sweep. Oh, let's see. I think I invented it in 2006 or 2007. More likely 2007. And that's because my lens got real dirty, and I wasn't going to ship it away because I do the weddings back then. I was very active. So I figured, you know, when you ship your camera in, it's going to a low-level tech. It's not even a tech, probably a teenager. And they have a procedure to clean your lens. So I really got down into it. I called and spoke to some glass specialists. I spoke to somebody that really set me straight, to be honest with you. This man is a glass technician, and we had 3 or 4 conversations on the phone. Very nice gentleman. His name is Roger. Some of you might figure out who it is. He's retired. He owns where you do the renting of cameras and stuff. So when they had even scratches on their cameras, because they rent out a camera, they weren't going to send the cameras back every time. So Roger is able to shave off such a fine, small layer off the top of a piece of glass that you can't even see what he shaved off. But the scratch is gone. So he's able to take care and handle all his glass. So he's probably one of the basis of how the Sensor Sweep works. And definitely don't clean anything dry when it comes to glass, because then you actually have something that it actually becomes abrasive. Whatever you're using becomes abrasive if there's not some kind of a lubrication, okay? And we've talked about lubrications and all that, but simple exhale like this iPhone is filthy. 100% perfect, okay? Now, you can't do that on your sensor, all right? So you don't put anything into the chamber where the lens is. So if you have a camera with a lens, there's basically some rules that I have for myself, and I would definitely suggest anybody use it. When you take the lens off the camera has to be facing down. You don't want gravity working against you where something can fall in. Dust falls. It might not fall quickly, but it migrates down, okay? So whenever you take a lens off, it must be facing down. Don't take the lens off unless you're going to change the lens to another lens, unless you're going to examine the sensor, or unless you're going to clean the sensor. You never can touch the sensor. Contrary to what anybody ever tells you, you cannot touch the sensor. There is, on many cameras, there's an AA, anti-alias coating, or actual filter in front of it, or the sensor is, where are we, here, and there's actually a piece of glass in front of it. It's sandwiched together, but they're not touching. So you can't touch the sensor. So what you can do is you can practice by finding like a high quality lens filter that have the ultra and the nano coatings and all that. Those are hard to clean, believe it or not. Okay, so this is wet, okay, because I cleaned my stuff before. Same thing for glasses. I should have slow exhale. There's no water that comes out with an exhale. You're not spitting. You can't, yeah, unless you hawk up something that's way down deep. Okay, so I designed and I have them manufactured by veterans, actually. The sensor sweep, which is the cleaner. Okay, so in the sensor sweep for the lubricant, we use alcohol, just regular 70% rubbing alcohol. I have cleaned hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sensors. I have a large group of friends here, and they didn't want to ship their sensors out either, their whole cameras, to get them cleaned by Canon or Nikon. So that's where the sensor suite came from. So once they saw me cleaning it, they would come, Peter, can you clean my sensor? Peter, can you clean my sensor? Peter, can you clean my sensor too? So little by little, I just started doing cleaning of the sensors. So I saw it was a product that was good, and I put it up for sale on my website. And that's how I clean my sensors, with my own products. Many times, all of you guys, everyone's included here. There's something that you need. Hi, Mike, MDZ Shots. Hello, Peter. Hi, all. Hi, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Okay. And if it's something, the same thing with the flash diffusers. I needed a flash diffuser. I invented my own. People kept taking them. Let me rephrase that. They kept stealing them. They would steal my flash diffusers, and that became a product. And that's how the flash diffuser, a Better Balance card, was born. I brought it to a wedding. Well, can I have it? Can you make yourself enough? Okay, because I have a hard time saying no. So we did. That's how that was born. Then there was no way I was going to be shipping my cameras back and forth, especially when I bought, the $6,000 ones and the $7,000 D3. I've got, to just ensure that, to send it to Nikon, to have some 19-year-old, God bless them, I love kids, okay, but I can clean my sensor as well as they can clean their sensor. And Nikon used to have it on their website where they said, do not exhale on the lenses, okay, not even the sensors. And so they got challenged by somebody, I don't know who, okay, and they took it off their website. So it no longer says, do not exhale on your lenses. Now, for some people, it's kind of like cleaning their eye or something. They just can't bring themselves to do it. In that case, send your camera in, okay? No problem. So, but it's as easy as cleaning your windshield, except you want to do it like you were cleaning your eyes. In other words, very gently, no abrupt movements. Just slow down and be cautious. Anybody can clean their sensor. It's not a major thing to do, number one. Number two, your sensor is never, never, never clean. Honest, I am not kidding you. So Scotty says, sorry, I dozed off last week. I did rewatch last week's show 3 times. Oh my God, was it a longer one or a shorter one? Golly gee whiz, Batman. I hope it wasn't too long. Lewis is talking to Aaron. No fudge, just leftover Valentine's candy. Boy, I have been hankering for a piece of candy. We just don't have chocolate around here. But I do have the bag of the mini things. The chocolate chip thing. So you might have started something, Aaron. I might make the fudge. Andre, I saw you on David Osler's live show tonight. I popped in to say hello to him, and I saw your name there and said, oh, he's up, he's awake. So Good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. What would you choose if you have to, the FX6 or the A1? Neither one. Neither one is in the ballpark for anybody of us. Okay? The A1 is a lot closer to being in the ballpark than the FX3. Okay? FX6? No, FX3 is probably what you mean. All right? But these are specialized cameras. It's not a general public camera. You are so far better off with the A7 Mark III or the Canon R5 than the A1 or the FX3. Okay, FX6, you're talking some bigger money. You're talking like C200 type of cash. Okay, so all these is boys and their toys. They're tempting us, but we're not technically the market. Okay, the A1 does what? You know, it's a high shotgun. So if you're a sports photographer and you're on the sidelines of the Miami Dolphins and you want to test and see if it's a fraudulent football, did I tell you that they took one of my regular videos about cameras and they demonetized that particular video, said that I broke their terms of service. So I went looking through it. I didn't find anything. Honest to God, all I did was talk about cameras. No politics, no sex, no religion, nothing. So I challenged them. So they came back 2 weeks later and said, yeah, we were wrong. We reinstated you. This is the censorship culture that they're building. Doesn't matter which side you're on. Okay? So right now they're going against people that are conservative, pro-Trump people, and they're trying to lock them out. Banks are trying to close down accounts. But you know what? That same crap is going to go on when it flips. Neither should be doing that. This is like, there's a First Amendment. And then right after the First Amendment, if it fails, look at the Second Amendment. They're going to try to take those both down. So for about 3 weeks, one of my videos, I think it was on the Canon 90D or something, and I think I might have said that it was, maybe I used the word fraud or some kind of a term, because I think I was explaining that you could set the camera to 24p on your HDMI, and the camera doesn't give you any kind of a warning. Okay? It just records in 30p, and you're set to 24p. When you look at your settings, it's set to 24p. Okay? But the camera will not record 24p out the HDMI. It will record 24p inside on the SD card. So you can record in 24p, but only on the SD card. But if you plug in an external recorder, like I heavily at that time was using the Ninja 5, and here she is right here. So I was using the Ninja 5, which is this baby right here. Okay. And so I would set it to 24p because 24p is cool. I like 24p, but you know what? I have become a 30p man. It just seems to work with people's iPhones better. Seems to work with the Nokia and all the other brands, the iPads, the Samsung tablets, TVs. So why am I going to fight that? If I make a full feature film or even a short film for Netflix or something, I'll use 24p. It's kind of like the cinematic way to go, okay? But for what I'm doing, and even if I made something unique or cool, quote unquote cool, I would use 30p. Everything is just, it's set up for 30p. So I said something, I was annoyed with Canon. So I said something about Canon that they were, I think I said that was, a fraudulent thing to do or something like that. Well, YouTube is censoring, all that we do. They create this transcript. And, we think it's basically so that, we can change languages and stuff like that. They can categorize they sort the words that you say or I say, and if one of those words hits, it hits the automatic whatever they got their computer set to, okay? So right now it's set to censor a certain type of political thought pattern. And if you fit in there somehow, you get hit. So the interesting thing is they didn't tell me where or what. I still don't know where or what. All I know is that I just refuted it. That was the only button available. Refute, and we will do a hands-on check, or, it just stays demonetized. So I refuted it. I figured the purpose really was I wanted to find out so I didn't do it again, whatever the word was that they didn't like. I'm assuming it was a word, okay? So I didn't do no song and dance numbers, so it couldn't be my bad talent. So they wrote me back maybe another 2 weeks later. So I would say it was 5 weeks. And they wrote me back and they said, okay, our bad. No, they didn't say our bad. They didn't apologize or nothing. They said we lifted it off and it's back to being normal. Nothing other than that. So me and YouTube, we don't like each other right now. But there's no other platform, so I'm here. Andre, mainly for video. Oh, that's right. We started on the video. Okay, so we're at 10:31. So Simon, get yourself ready. I'm going to call you in a few minutes. I'd like to get an update, on what the news is that we should be watching, and there's no better guy to go to outside of Simon. So Andre is saying mainly for video. The best bang for the buck, if you're going to get into those kind of dollars, is what you're looking at right now, the S3. It's got a full camera in it. The FX3 does not. The FX6 does not. Okay, it makes beautiful pictures. It's 12 megapixels instead of 24, which for most people it won't matter. It would be trimming your cropping ability. But for video, this doesn't have 8K. But man, the picture on the S3, actually the picture on the Z6 is excellent too. Here's the secret. 99% of the time, it's not the camera, it's the photographer and his skill set. Okay? You put a decent camera in somebody that's got a great skill set, like I'm thinking of Mike. Okay? Mike at MDZ Shots. He's a photographer, and he takes beautiful videos. He's shooting with a 90D, and the stuff that comes out of his camera is just amazing. Oh, it must be a good camera. It must be a really good camera. No, it's Mike's skill set. Mike can pump out the good stuff. And the rest of you guys are probably in the same thing. Ray just put up a video. I don't know what camera he used. I don't care. I think it's a 90D, but I'm not sure. Okay. But the video that he put up was interesting. It was his talent, his skill set, his editing abilities, his ability to light it the way he wanted to, and then because he was the talent, it was his speaking abilities, which is excellent. You listen to Ray, and then he can tell you a story, and you'll listen to every single word. Okay, so I could put a junky camera in Ray's hands. That's the real Raymond, in case you're wondering who I'm talking about when you see his name up there. The real Raymond. Okay, so Raymond Stone is his channel, and the real Raymond is his channel. So he's told us last week that he had put something up, and it basically was kind of like a chronology of how he got started, what he did. He got into modeling, he got into this, he got into that, he got into this, and it was a really interesting story, captivating. Put a lousy camera in his hands, and I don't want to say a lousy camera. Okay, how about an M50? If anybody here has an M50, don't shoot me. M50 is a good camera, actually. It just doesn't deliver on the features that other cameras do. But you know what? Ray would make the M50 sing. I bet you Mike at MDZ Shots would make the M50 sing. So, Andre, you got to pick out what you like, okay? Because all of these cameras will match with our skill sets. Ordinary Filmmaker says, don't forget to like guys. What are we in the LBG meeting tonight or something? Well, don't forget to like guys. He's saying don't forget to like. I got thumbs up. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, okay? And thank you, Simon. It was a run-on sentence. What can I tell you? You got me to step right into it, unfortunately. You tricked me. I'm in Michigan. Everything is status quo. Same thing here in Miami. Status quo. Still 85, 89, hot. Joe says, I'm in Waco. Oh, how are you doing? We were just able to get to the store today, but nothing there. I was just going to ask you when you said going to the store. The shelves are empty. I think, who was it? Randy said he went to the store and there wasn't hardly anything in there. So there's something weird about the thing, because Texas is hot, 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 like Miami. People run their air conditioners all the time. So what's up? Okay, I can't answer it. I'm just asking the question. But I think there's something up, to be honest with you. But I just feel sorry because you are the ones that suffer. I don't care what's up. I don't care whose fault it is. You suffer. When Randy's got to sit there in the dark for 55 minutes every hour, I'm guessing you had the rolling blackouts, Joe, or you lost power completely. I think for like one complete night, Randy said. Randy's in the San Antonio area. I keep bringing him up. Randall, I'm coming up. He's got a comment, 2 comments below you, Joe. So that's Randy, Randall Brander. Okay. And that's another Texan. So I hope things are doing better. How to Hermit. New York looks like a black and white movie right now. Spring. We need spring. Spring isn't till later. However, you know what's coming up? Oh, when is it coming up? The switch to daylight savings time is coming earlier. So I'm not sure. It might be the end of this month. If not, it's the end of next month. So something to that effect. If anybody knows. Yeah, I've been watching the Weather Channel because, you know, Justin is there, Randy's there, Joe is there. Who else is in Texas? Tell me, and tell me how you are. Don't just tell me you're in Texas. Tell me that you're doing all right. Simon is talking to Scott. We got about 8 inches of snow. No, we got 8 inches of no. 8 inches of snow this week, but nothing out of the norm. Lots of ground cover, good for walking. 3 to 4 foot snowbanks. Yeah, I hope the kids are having a blast with this. Here's Randy. This is Randy. He's the one that the Randall Tower came from. Randall Tower, right there. He says, I'm putting a computer right there in the Christmas room. Top of the line Windows computer. And I call it the Randall Tower. Groceries are here at groceries are gone here at the stores. But all the fast food restaurants are making a killing. So are the gas prices. Because of the hurricanes, we have gouging laws here. So are they actually gouging, Randy? Are they like spiking the prices up like crazy? But I guess road travel, where you sent me a picture out looking out your garage door, which I don't know why your garage door was open, but it was the snowing. Was that today or was that yesterday? Randy and I talk and he sends me pictures and all kinds of good stuff like that. So I guess McDonald's, here I come. All the food I'm not supposed to eat just makes me chubbier. Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie. Aiden and I are doing great. Did I ask it or did I forget? Lewis, how is Aiden doing? My little boy, my little buddy. Oh, man, you need to show him more. I wanted to say that the other night. He was like clonking on some toys, maybe ramming it into the wall or hitting them with something. And I wanted to say, pick him up so we can say hello. So put him more in the stream a little bit, kind of like at the beginning or in the middle, when it's convenient for him, obviously, okay? But I had the itch. I wanted to see him. So anyway. So Randy says Sly had to go to the hotel because her pipes were frozen in Oklahoma. And it was Randy that told me you got to make your pipes drip. My pipes drip anyway. But in other words, don't keep it closed. Keep it so it's not a slow stream. He said just has to drip, 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 drip. Okay. And if you don't do that, the pipes freeze. And somebody else told me, I think I was talking to Justin. He said they could burst. Boom. Now you got a big plumbing bill. So after Randy told me all that and everything, like 2 days later, the Weather Channel was going like, you got to make your faucets drips. Well, thanks. Randy already told me. What do I need you for, Weather Channel? All I got to do is listen to Randy. He knows what he's talking about. So Sly had to go to a hotel. I didn't know that. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Most interesting is the A7S3 will be getting the Cinetone with firmware update. Can I call you now? Let's get an update on all this stuff from Simon. If you can't pick up right now, don't pick up and I'll know. Okay, but if you're able to talk, I'm going to call you now, Simon. I'm going to get a sip of water first. Go get yourself in a comfortable place so that you don't have to be uncomfortable. I'm chewing on some ice. Oh, here's my flash diffuser. I was talking all about it earlier tonight. And they come in 3 sizes. This is the small, large, and extra large. Jumbo. Okay, so where is Simon? This needs to be up. All right, so let's see if we can get Simon on the phone here.
Hello, Peter.
Hey, Simon. How you doing, buddy?
I'm exhausted. I just had a rehab session earlier today, and he beat me up pretty bad because we were in a shutdown for I don't know how many weeks or how many months, and so a lot of screaming, a lot of pain, and I'm exhausted.
Make sure you listen to the phone because it's got like a 40-second delay.
Well, it's on my laptop because I answered the phone on my laptop, so it should be based on how I'm hearing you. I think we're timed correctly.
Okay. Well, first of all, how's everybody?
Good. Liam is being a little bit difficult lately, but being back in school, we just started to open up this week again, and he seems to be having better days at school, but he's just, he's 6 and he's acting like a teenager already, and that's not good.
You want me to call and talk to him?
Yes, I was actually thinking of that earlier, but I just thought, no, he needs to be wound down. We got to pick the right time,
all right.
But on the weekend, yeah, definitely. I think that would be good.
All right, just let me know. All right, so what I was thinking for the rest of you guys, I texted Simon earlier, and I said, there's a few different things out there that's all new. Do you want to give like a little rundown for the family tonight, or would you prefer not to? And Simon said, I'm right there for you, buddy. And he always is. He's very protective of me, He got involved and helped protect me from... did you see last week's show by any chance?
No, last week was a very, very bad week for me. I had failure after every possible thing. I finally got my R5 back. Then I had failure after failure. It was like a cascade of failures. And so, it wasn't until late Sunday that I finally started to relax and enjoy my weekend.
Just what we need, right? So, last Friday, somebody asked a series of questions. I forgot what it was, but it led to me telling them all about Gary Frost and the road that he led me down and how you stepped in and you saw what was going on, and you got mad because I didn't just block him, and you got all real protective like a big brother. So.
Yeah, no, it's, you know, I had fun talking to him because he, you know, as you mentioned, he's a smart guy. He knows a lot of stuff, and I don't mind having those conversations. But when you start taking advantage of somebody, that's it. You know, you're doing harm, and I cut him off at that point. I thought, you know what, not acceptable.
Yeah, I told them, Simon, cut him off right there. Boom, cut him right off at the knees.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and you know, it's not my personality, but when you have malice towards somebody, especially somebody that I know, even if it's not somebody I know, I just don't understand why people have to take advantage of others. You know, I know life isn't easy at times. I know we have challenges, especially in this day and age, but you know, you faced with a decision. You can choose to go the left path or the right path, and some people choose the wrong path. So, you know,
well, for you guys, so you know who we're talking about. Do you remember Frosty Flake? How Frosty Flakes always made me want to have a bowl of Frosted Flakes. Got me hungry every time I saw him make a comment. It's like, you know, and then I explained last week what happened. So anyway, now let's get on to this week. I understand somehow, I don't know where I heard it, but my S3, my A7S III camera is going to be getting a firmware update. And there's a couple of other interesting things, which tonight I'm talking about the FX3 a little bit. So do you have like a little prelude of what we're going to hear from you in the next few days?
Well, geez, I mean, well, first of all, let me preface by saying that next week is CP Plus, which is a Japanese photo video trade show, and it's really it's one of the biggest ones of the year because it's the first trade show in the camera world, whether it's broadcast, whether it's hybrid stills, whatever it is. This is the big one. CES is not. That's a consumer electronics show, and we usually don't get anything there. But at CP Plus, that's where things start to get exciting. And this year, Canon was getting ready to make a splash, but Canon is having trouble with their supply chain, manufacturing issues, and I think the manufacturing issues are related to component shortages and not they don't know how to make cameras. But I believe it's affecting everybody. So keep an eye on next week, because usually what traditionally happens is 2 to 3 days before CP Plus starts, which is 25th this year, camera companies start dropping announcements. And what we were talking about just a minute ago is Sony. If you look at Sony Alpha rumors, there's something leaked. They've got a photo of it. Sony didn't mean to put it out there, but they're coming out with a firmware update, and it's going to include S-Cinetone for the A7S III. So that's kind of a big thing. And of course, the FX3, you mentioned that as well. Now, if I forget anything, because like there's a lot going on, Peter, feel free to ask me a follow-up. But the FX3, I'm going to talk to it at a conceptual level first, because from everything I've seen from Sony Alpha Rumors, and some other sites, is that the FX3 is more or less the innards of the A7S III in a cinema form factor. Some people are thinking, well, yeah, but then I'll just get the A7S III. But what usually happens is when you go to a cinema form factor, all those compromises that you get from going to a stills hybrid are no longer there. You have ND filters, you have a different autofocus system that's designed for more moving subjects, so if something goes behind a truck or something, it still knows how to follow that subject even though it's not visible. But oddly enough, in these rumors, the FX3 doesn't have any sort of built-in ND filters.
That's a surprise. Okay.
Well, I want to preference this to everybody who's listening. Sony is one of the best companies at keeping their secrets hidden. Sony's one of those companies that believes that they're doing their job well if they don't leak stuff and they control the flow of information. Canon appears to have a different approach. So whenever we do get rumors on Sony products, I always take them with a large glass of salt water.
Salt water?
Salt water, yeah, a whole glass, because, and it's this, I'm not knocking the sources, it's just, look at the A7S III last year. When Tanaka spoke in June, a lot of what we had wasn't accurate. It wasn't a 50 megapixel to 39 megapixel sensor. It didn't have a quad Bayer filter in it. It was a 12 megapixel sensor, as we all know.
Yeah.
So it's very hard. And what I always tell people is when we talk about Sony stuff, what we need to do is use it as a conversation piece and don't make decisions until we get the announcement. So these are the things that the rumors say we're not getting with it. No ND filters, no raw recording, and no 8K. Now, a few months ago, people might laugh and say, no 8K. Who uses 8K? But in top-shelf products, 8K is starting to become a standard.
Yeah, it's expected even though it's not used. But before I let it get away, I do know when the release date is, so you want to let people know when that is?
It is on February the 23rd, which is next week, and I can't remember if it's at 9 in the morning or if it's 3 in the afternoon, because there's 2 presentations next week. One is on the 26th.
I'll say, so that would be Tuesday, right?
I don't know. I know it's the 23rd.
Okay.
Today's Saturday, and it's the 20th, so 20.
22, 23, boom, Tuesday!
There you go. Basic math, it comes in handy, I'll have to tell you.
I know. Thank God I've got 10 fingers instead of just 5. And then I got 10 toes, and so I can count to 20. And on a good day, well, we'll leave it at that.
We probably should. It's a family show.
It's a family show. Liam might have sneaked downstairs, but I'm sure he's well aware of that stuff anyway. But, all right, so let's get back to cameras.
All right, so let's talk about some of the big things that this camera is supposed to have. And again, I would think of it, if you think of it as an A7S3, you're probably in the right direction. So it's going to do 4K. It's going to do the basic frame rates, 24, 25, and 30. And it's going to do slow motion at 50, 60, 100, and 120. It's going to be 10-bit 422. No real surprises there in 2021. And guess what size megapixel sensor it's going to have? Oh,
God, not 12.
It's going to be 12, that's right. And of course, you get all the low noise, very good dynamic range, and still, all that sort of stuff that you get with the A7S3. And this is where, I like to look at these rumors and say, well, wait a minute, so it's still good for a still shooter, but it's not going to have ND filters.
It doesn't take pictures, does it?
It does. No, it is still a still shooter, is what the rumors are saying.
So the FX3 still is okay. Well, at that price, with those specs, I would say there's a 50-50 chance that if Sony comes in with a lower price for it, that they want to break into the YouTube market. Every kid and every 20-year-old and 30-year-old and 50 and 60, because I'm 60, and wants the S3, So if that camera comes in, let's say like at $3,500 to $5,500, then I'm thinking, my own thoughts here, not yours, okay, is that it's basically designed for the guy that's got an FX6, FX9, doesn't want to spend a lot of money, so he might spend $4,500 for that camera to add a twin to his expensive camera. But at anything close to $2,500, they're actually chomping into the R6 territory, and for the video side, and it might make an impact for video for people that would not have considered it before. So let me let you talk because I called you.
Well, yeah, and I excuse me a second. I don't see 2,500, but let's put a pin in that because I want to come back to that. So let me discuss the price. And I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. I think it's going to be priced right around the same as the A7S3. I mean, after all, it's supposed to be the A7S3 in a cinema form. Well, that makes sense. But I'm going to go with the information that has apparently leaked, that Sony Alpha Rumors put out there, and that the FX3 is going to cost 3,795 euros.
Ooh.
So here's my math. What I immediately do is I subtract 20% off of that, because in Europe, the taxes are in the price. So if you see a price of $37.95, you pay $37.95. There's no tax on top. So if we take the tax out, because the average percent of tax in Europe is around 20%, some is higher, some is lower, like Denmark it's 25 or 24. So we get 3,336 euros. And then using the spot exchange rate from, I think it was 2 days ago, converting it over to US dollars, it's $36.79. And what I usually do is I usually take away $100 or $200 due to the cost of living, depending on the price. And so here I took away $200, and guess where that puts the price?
$3,000.
Well, no, $3,479. So just about $20 shy of the price of the A7S3.
Ah, okay.
So that's just doing some basic math. I don't know if this price is accurate. I don't know if it is going to cost 3,800 or 3,795 euros. But I've seen this. If you look at other products that are in the US and Europe, you'll see, like, for example, a 24 to 105 is 1,100 euros, and it's $1,000. Right, so the U.S. price is quite often lower than the sticker price in Europe, but it does depend on how far you move up in terms of cost. But $2,500, the big news is what Blackmagic has done with the Pocket Cinema 6K Pro. That one there is $2,500, right at the price of the Canon R6. And have you looked at the specs on that? This is not a rumor. This is released.
No, but let me ask the obvious elephant in the room question. It's got the world's best focus system in it, right?
Right. So the only thing I did say in my video the other day, because we only had the announcement, I said, look, this looks to be a groundbreaking camera. When we look at 6K, 60 frames per second, 4K, 120 frames per second, we've got the EF mount, we've got the same color science used in the Ursa 12K camera. And there's a litany of things that done in this thing that makes it, professional grade. And also, you can choose, if you want to choose Apple ProRes as your codec, no problem. If you want to use the 12K RAW Blackmagic, no problem. But the thing I said, the caveat at the end was, how reliable is the autofocus system? And it doesn't have IBIS, but you can solve that with like a Crane 2S or a Ronin S.
Well, I'll add something for it, and this is not really where everybody's going to want this, but Blackmagic has made it so that their cameras and the ATM minis, all of them, with the software can actually control the camera completely, all the way down to color, sharpness, contrast, frame rates, all that, right inside the software. So, you doing all right?
Yeah, no, sorry, no, I'm just listening. When you said $2,500, that's where, autofocus aside, because we haven't seen it. But there's also a group of people that pull focus manually, and they don't believe in autofocus. But at $2,500 for a camera that can produce detailed video like this in 4K and even up to 6K, this is pretty appealing, and it's a Super 35 sensor, so if you're doing a lot of film work, Super 35 is the place to be. A lot of us think, well, full frame is better. Well, it's wrong. Super 35 isn't better. Full frame isn't better. It's what is the look? What are you trying to sell? What are you trying to create? What type of vision do you have? And you choose the right sensor. You choose the right lens. You choose the right grading. It's just a whole list, right? So traditionally, Super 35 is what filmmaking has been. It's been the standard sensor size, but it doesn't make it good. It doesn't make it bad. It's just a different style.
And if any of you guys have a question for Simon, put it in right now, and then I'll come back to where I left off after I'm finished. So it's going to take about 45 seconds, Simon, for them to hear that. So if you've got any questions on any of these cameras or Simon's thoughts on any of this, put it in the comments now, and I'll go down to the bottom, and I'll start after Mr. Camera Junkie saying hello to Tom. Oh, Tom's in the room? Hi, Tom. So let's give it a few seconds. If anybody pops anything up, I'll tell you what the questions are. So we got a firmware update for the S3, the A7S3. We got the FX3 being announced on Tuesday, sometime during the day. And we've got the Blackmagic. What is this new one called?
It's a bit of a mouthful. They really need to shorten it down. I think it's called the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K Pro. I think there's another word in there that I've somehow forgotten. Okay.
Yeah, it's BMCCP was the old one, so we'll go through for that. Okay.
Yeah, we shouldn't have, this is where I really like what Alice Camera has done, coming up with the name of a camera. The called it Alice. It's very presentable. Alice is a nice sounding name. But when sports cars company or camera companies, they like to name things as though it's a technical equation. There's one Koenigsegg car in Europe that's just, it's like the BMK-S64 and then another number, and it's ridiculous. So, yeah, Black Magic Design, they're doing great stuff, but they need to work on their names.
Andre is asking, when will Simon switch to Sony?
Okay. So, Peter, I've actually been talking with Canon Canada recently. Sorry, wrong company. I have actually, but I've been talking to Sony Canada.
That's what I thought. Okay. Going
Yes.
all right, this is interesting.
See, I'm not scripted. You know those mistakes I make on air? Yeah, I do them live as well. So at some point next week, probably be the week after, but sometime next week, he's going to be shipping me out a Sony a7S3.
Who's this?
For Sony Canada.
So the company itself?
This company itself, yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a huge testament, because even the guy told me, he says, look, normally we don't send out equipment unless you've got at least 100,000 subscribers, yada, yada, yada. But my friend at Downtown Camera, Patrick, he put in a word to him, too. He said, talk to him, see what happens. And he says, no promises, let me get back to you. And he says, okay, it looks like we're going to be able to ship you something out next week. CP Plus. See, I told you there's going to be a lot happening next week.
Yeah.
And so I will be getting, and he says I'll have it for about 2 weeks. Normally they send it out for a week. And for 2 weeks, I'm going to be living, breathing, sleeping with that camera. He's giving me the 28 to, 24 to 70 f2.8.
Okay, so that's a G Master lens. Okay.
Yes, so I can set it to 50 millimeters. I can put it where my Canon normally is, and so I shouldn't have to change around my set. And because it's an f2.8, and I film, I think, at f2.5 or 2.8, I shouldn't have any problems, because I want to replicate. I want to set the scene so it looks as good as it can. But what I really want to test is I want to see how it works outside. I want to see how the exposure lock works on the autofocus.
Okay.
But my end goal, Peter, is not to switch to Sony. It's to have a blended family where I have both Canon and Sony. Because I think that the a7S3 and the R5 are two of the best cameras in their price bracket. And they offer so many capabilities that I think with those two cameras, it's really hard to want anything else.
Okay. Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie, is asking you a question. He's saying, Simon, do you think that the price will be around $3,000 because of the 9.45 million .EVF? Because, wait a minute, wait. Because no 9.45 million .EVF.
Which Sony are we talking about here?
I'm guessing, since we're talking about the $3,000, it's probably the FX3.
Okay, because there's the A7 IV that's supposed to be coming out too, right? Well, Sony is going to give you one of a couple of things, and this is high speculation, it's conjecture at this point. I mean, if they gave it to you in the A7S3, why wouldn't they give it to you in this camera here? See, when you're doing cinema cameras, it's all about being able to see. You want to be able to see clearly, and the biggest problem I have with the R5, but this applies to any camera, is the viewfinder is useless for shooting video because it's just not a good way to set things up. And the LCD, no matter what resolution, this is why I laugh when I see a lot of arguments. So, well, Sony's got this with the Canon. It's 3.2 inches. I'm 50. I cannot see the screen clearly enough. I need something like a 5 or 7 inch screen to be able to look at. So I'm more concerned with the type of what you can bolt onto the side of this thing as an LCD. And I think that matters to me more. So, yeah, that's. I don't know. I think it's going to match what the A7S3 is, but for me, I'd be thinking of what kind of a monitor I'm going to bolt onto the side of it, or recorder.
Okay, Raymond is asking you a question. He's saying, Simon, here's a prediction. That you will like Sony's image better than the Canon, but you'll miss Canon's workflow.
Well, it's possible. It's good speculation. I'll say this. Going into this, I don't think I'm going to find that Sony to be better than the Canon in terms of detail, and here's why. This is me. I shoot in 4K HQ all the time. That's 8K downsampled. Now I'm going to start to talk about architecture here, because Canon goes with a big high megapixel sensor, but they're taking that full sensor readout and downsampling it to 4K, so that gives you less noise and more detail. Sony's taken a different architecture approach. They've gone with a 12 megapixel sensor, bigger pixels that absorb more light and will create less noise. The end result, both cameras provide very detailed 4K 30. Now granted, the Canon, you're using 4K HQ, and yes, it overheats, so I'm not going to get into that. That's a separate thing. But in terms of detail, which is what you mentioned, unless you're pixel peeping, you're not going to notice a difference. And I think a lot of reviewers said if you do pixel peep, the Canon's a little bit better. Some have said the Sony's a little bit better, but for consumption, for our customers, there's really no difference between the two.
Okay, got it. Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie is correcting me. The FX3 has no EVF, so his question was basically, to say it in the right way, is because it doesn't have EVF, is that why you're thinking that it's got a $3,000 price point?
I believe, if I remembered reading correctly, it doesn't come with one, but there's a $495 option. Or is that Black Magic? I think I'm getting my cameras mixed up.
Yeah, a couple of them have external EVF.
That's how they keep the price down.
Yeah. We're not going to put an EVF, and if you want one, we will charge you gladly for it. So,
yeah, I looked at buying the Panasonic HCX1 a couple of years ago, and again, it was, what kind of LCD does it have? That was more important than what kind of shade does it have over it. Does it give you a shade box so you can, avoid the glare and that kind of stuff?
Okay. Well, I think we've covered everything. Basically, honestly, they should be watching you this next week, because you stay up and burn the midnight oil, and I don't know what kind of oil is in the morning, but you burn that one too. So you pretty much screen everything, don't you, Simon? You go through. Didn't you tell me once you get through with the American markets, you switch over to the Euro markets and start following what they're doing over there too?
Yeah. So if you don't mind me taking a few more minutes, I can explain the process at a very high level.
Medium level.
well, high level means it's very summarized.
Okay, go.
All right. So what I essentially do is I have an app on my iPhone that grabs news. It's one of these curation services where you tell it the news you want and it gives it to you. So I picked out everything: Canon, Sony, blah, 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 cinema cameras, digital cameras, mirrorless. So I check that first thing I wake up in the morning, because that tells me if anything has happened overnight when I've been sleeping. Once I'm awake, I'm getting alerts from Canon News, Canon Rumors, Sony Rumors, 4/3 Rumors. I shouldn't call it 43 Rumors, even though that's what it's written as. It's 4/3 Rumors. I was corrected. I check all those sites, wait for things to come in. Then around 6 or 7 o'clock, because I know Canon Rumors, unless it's they're expecting something, stops reporting at around 7 o'clock in the evening. I switch over to Nakashita. That puts me over in Japanese time, and Nakashita is a pretty good source as well. And so that's primarily how I get a lot of the news and rumors. But it's tough, because I'll wake up at 6:37. I'll quickly check my phone, know if I have to rush downstairs and do a video before everybody works out, because I start work around 8:30, and I have 2 breaks during the day, so I will check for news then. And quite often I'm recording. Sometimes I'll record on my break, and it gives me enough time to just record it, and I edit it on my lunch, and I sometimes get it out before the end of lunch. Sometimes it has to wait till 4:30 or 5.
And then you're burping for the rest of the day.
No, because it's still ongoing, right? And especially this time of year, I got to be on top of it, because,
Oh, this is the season. That's right.
I got to be the first out there. You may not like me, you may not think I'm the best out there, but hey, he's first. Let's hear what he has to say, right?
Yep. I like you. I like you, so I think I'll subscribe.
Let me tell you this, as a Canadian comedian once said this: if the women don't find you handsome, they better find you handy. And that's kind of my approach to the channel. If you don't find me handsome or useful or anything, or attractive or anything, or insert the words, I'm tired, I can't say it properly. You better find me useful, and so I at least try to be useful.
There you go. Well, like I said, you're a good buddy. Thank you so much. So we're going to wind this up, unless there's something else you wanted to say that slipped your mind on this stuff. I don't know. I found this interesting. I get to hear the rumors, and now when I go to bed tonight, I'll know more than most of the other people out on the internet, and so will our family here. So that's a great thing. So what time do you normally go to bed, Simon?
Normally, I usually go to sleep around midnight. But in camera season, sometimes it's 1 to 3.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, oh dear Lord.
So when you guys go like, he put out another video, well, I got to still do my day job. I still got to get paid. This is more of a love, an obsession, a hobby of mine.
Yep. Well, the big congratulations is on that Sony. I was so happy when you told me that. What was the day before yesterday? And I can't wait for you to get your hands on it. I really think you're going to like the camera. And
I know I am.
if there's anything I can help you with, of course, I'm here. You can call anytime.
Thank you very much, Peter. I appreciate that. And you know what? Thank you so much for having me on your show. You're a good friend of mine. You've helped me. You can tell people later on tonight, but you helped me right from the beginning, and I appreciate all the help you got. To succeed, sometimes it's standing on the shoulders of other successful people, and you certainly helped me get started.
When I first met you, you did what? You actually did a consultation with me.
That's correct.
And you said I think you had 10, 12 subscribers. And 8 subscribers?
8.
And you wanted to know how you could bring it up to 15. No, I'm joking. So we talked for a couple of times, didn't we? And then we just wound up becoming good friends. But now
That's money I never spent.
Thank you. But now you're what? How many subscribers do you have now?
21,000.
21,000. And this is in the time period of how many months?
I would say 14 months.
Yep. I think it was a little bit before Christmas or in the Christmas area when we first started. And I told you were going to hit 5,000 in no time flat, and you were going, oh, you got to be kidding me. And then I said, and then you hit 5,000. I said, well, 10,000's right around the corner. And you said, oh, you got to be kidding me. And now you're at 21,000, and you know what I'm going to predict? In 2021, you're going to hit 100,000.
You said that to me about a month ago, and what did I say to you?
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
You know what, Peter? Whether I do or don't, it doesn't matter.
That's true. Really, that is true. It doesn't matter. That is when they put a topping on your sundae or something, that means it's successful, which is awesome. Oh, I just thought of something. What happens when you hit 100,000, Simon?
Well, I am giving away a brand new full-frame mirrorless camera, the Canon EOS R5, to one lucky viewer. And on that bombshell...
An R5?
An R5...
A real one or a chocolate one?
No, I had to say this in one video, too, because they thought I was going to give mine away. I said, no, a brand new Canon EOS R5 full-frame mirrorless camera.
Oh, so it won't be yours. It'll be a brand new out of the box, off the shelf, whatever they call it.
Yeah, I thought that was the only fair thing to do.
Wow, boy, you're all right. I don't believe all that stuff that I hear about you. All right, thanks for the chit-chat. I appreciate it. And thank you for coming on last minute. So,
no problem, Peter. Anytime.
All right, so tomorrow, if you want me to call and talk to Liam, just text me. And if I'm not taking my Saturday nap, I'll do it.
Sounds like a plan, Peter. We look forward to talking to you tomorrow.
All right, take care. God bless. Bye-bye.
Cheers, buddy. Bye-bye.
There we go. So who were we talking to? We were talking to a Canadian. So before I go back and start talking to everybody, let me come in because I know Norm is in Canada. So hi, Norm. You might have said something before. I'm going to go back and go through the comments. Good to hear the red-green quote, Simon. So you guys are up there in Canada, and David is saying we have 213 subs now. we're growing like wildfire, David, but there's no congruency here. There's no, like, the channel's not known for anything. We get together and meet as a family. That's what's happening here, and we're there to support each other and do stuff like that. Now, if I made theme shows, like tonight, we're going to talk about the FX3. And I become not mean, but to me it's mean, okay? And I only pick out comments that are pertaining to the FX3. Those shows would start to gain traction. But I have a full big channel, okay? It's got 35,000 subscribers. So that's where I do the serious stuff. And over here is basically, I honestly consider it a family channel because I know you guys by name. So it's like, really, really a pleasure to get in here. And so we don't grow so quick, but when I go, hi, Eric, I know Eric. I know what he's doing. He's taking classes. I know how he's feeling. I know what kind of camera gear he's got, if I remember all this stuff. And to me, that's worth a fortune. Okay, so I don't have 100,000 subscribers or 1,000 even. So we can't even monetize here. But to me, this is worth a lot more. So, what does Eric say? How you doing, Eric? Good to see you. I reserved an Audio-Technica wireless lav mic rental for Friday and Saturday for the shoot, but they are charging me for 1 day from a local sound company. I will have to return it on Monday. So, my email is in the thing down below. So, let me know how you like it, because I'm thinking in terms of getting a backup to this. This has got to be like 10, 12 years old. This one right here. Okay. Got a backup to everything else. I don't have a backup. Well, I technically do. I could talk like this all night. Okay. But that's not going to be, this is what it would sound like. Okay. So this is going through my entire sound system. So I could turn the reverb off and talk into that one as a backup, okay? But this is an Audio-Technica, and I've had this from the 90s, possibly even the 80s. No, it has been the 80s, because I would sing in different places, and this was my singing mic. So this is from 1980s, and it still sounds absolutely amazing. So if this Audio-Technica is like so amazing, why am I going to look somewhere else? All right, so tell me how you like it, Eric, okay? Shoot me an email and just give me a thumbs up, or if you want to talk about it, that's fine. So Scotty says, I hope Simon and Randall and Joe are safe. So yes, we do. We hope they are safe. And let me give you a star so I can remember. Okay, so I'm coming back, and we're going to start going through the rest of these, and then we're done to the 19th. Maybe the 1 hour show will truly be an hour. Oh, well, it's already past an hour. An hour and 18 minutes. Never mind, I wasn't saying anything. Raymond is saying, I appreciate those of you who watched that modeling video. Don't laugh. It was good work. It was very good work. I'm proud of you. And I love you. You did say something, and it made me think, oh my God, he thinks I'm trying to pick him up or something. No, I really care about you, Ray. I want the best for you. But I did watch it. You did a great job. You told a story, and an interesting story. And interesting, even if a person's not interested, it was a very interesting story. So I'm patting you on the back when you deserve it, and then you deserved it. You did a good job. And I'm proud of you, too. I'm guessing Blackmagic purposely timed their Pocket 6 Pro announcement to be just after Sony's FX3 announcement. Yeah, they'll be doing some jostling, or whatever you want to call it. But with the CES show, it used to be very big for Canon. And then I think eventually they pulled out of CES and went to another one. But I don't know. They did some flip-flopping around. In other words, they weren't going to do all these big shows, bam, 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 one after the other. So they picked the one, and it might have been CES that they settled in on. So this is when you should be watching Simon on Ordinary Filmmaker, because anything that drops within hours, sometimes just an hour, he's going to pop in and make a whatchamacallit, a video on it. Matt, hello Peter. Hi Matt, how you doing? Why so many moderators? Where's my free speech? You got it, dude. Go ahead. Say something, Matt. There's a gazillion moderators. Well, I started to pick out moderators, and I love all of you guys. So this was when I was in the moderators. I just started clicking at one after the other. That's why so many moderators. But did you know we got attacked last week? Yes, we got attacked. Like, bam, 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 like copy, paste. So they were saying all kinds of nasty things, the F word, and all things like that, and words I never even knew. I had to get somebody to explain to me what these words meant. So I do have to confess it was my fault. I don't know how or why it happened, okay, but on my other channels, YouTube has a spot or a box where you can put in a list of dirty words. It's almost embarrassing. So I have over 2,000 words that are dirty words. All the F words. Imagine how many different ways you could spell it instead of with like a duck, D-U-C-K. They spell it a number of different ways. D-U-K, so on and so forth. So those are all in it. So I did not come up with all these words. I don't know. I would say 80% of the bad words on that list. All right. But if you Google it, Google has a handy dandy list for us that they use where they don't recommend you, or let's say if I was selling air conditioning vents, okay, well, if my site used any of these particular words, and these are all really filthy bad words. We're not talking about political like Matt is talking about censorship. Okay, we're not talking censorship here. We're talking about morality, moral words, okay, that you wouldn't say to, let's say, a 12-year-old. But the real truth of the fact is, Google's in business to make money. So if an advertiser says, I don't want to be advertising my money on a profane channel, boom, there's the motivation. Murder, She Wrote, or any other kind of murder mystery. You're looking for motive. There's a list. I forgot what the list was, but you're looking for motive, method, so on and so forth. So Google wants their advertisers to have a good experience, because that's the foundation of Google and YouTube is money. Okay, their job is to place ads. So if I am a porn site, they're not going to have General Motors advertised on the porn site, and Ford is not going to advertise their new Mustang Mach-E on the porn site. Okay, so they supply me a list of words. So I put that in, and I didn't do it here. Dear Lord Jesus, I don't know why I didn't do it. So I remember importing them over quite a while ago when I switched over here in, when was it? In April or March or April? And I put them in, but I didn't hit the save button. That's my guess, because the box was completely empty. So they hit me hard last week. And I was able to go back and ban them. I'm assuming they're kids, 10, 12, 15 years old. And they get giggles out of being able to find a hole, and they copy paste because they were all like in a row. Really, really fast, okay? I think the moderators got flustered. So I said, chill, okay? It's just, it gets our adrenaline going. So I did get to go in and actually ban them where the moderators were not able to ban them. They could just delete the whatchamacallit. So that could, Matt, Matt's saying I'm just joking. But that could be a good argument. And the reason that I say that is, well, if you're going to give free speech, why can't you say just effing go to hell? Okay, well, this is a family channel. You wouldn't say that. Well, I can't say that either, because I see on YouTube some families cuss out the wazoo. And I do not know what a wazoo is, okay? So I'm just saying the Judeo-Christian values is basically what this society is built on. It's been built on, this society, and I think it's necessary. Even if a person doesn't believe crap, okay, there's got to be an absolute, and that's where it comes from. That's what America is built on, okay? But we had, when I was in college, we had some of these conversations, like on censorship and stuff. Well, you can burn the flag. Well, why can't, and back then the cuss words were seriously not tolerated. I mean, not today. It's almost like the F word is part of the normal language. It's not part of my normal language, okay? But in terms of a family-friendly thing, and you notice the big guys like Linus Tech Tips and Marquez Brownlee and other big YouTubers, they don't go cussing, and the reason is it's the dollar. It's the dollar. They want the advertising dollar. And if an advertiser says, I'm not going to place my money there, then YouTube is saying, well, I don't really need you, but we'll let you stay, but you don't do nothing for us. So I didn't have those words filled in. My fault, my bad. And now they're filled in. So go ahead, cuss, see what happens. I tried it and nothing happened to me. Okay, so I signed in with my other account and I went online live, unlisted, and I started cussing at myself. It was a weird feeling because it's not like me to do that, okay? And none of it made through, okay? So what was the new word I learned last week? Anybody remember what that new word is? Anyway, it meant, it's a substitute for the F word, smash. That's what the word was. Oops. Now, I don't know if that's going to cause a problem, but, isn't there a rock group called Smashing Pumpkins? Okay, is it a sexual innuendo, or is it, just like Leonard Skinner? Who knows where Leonard Skinner came from? How did they name the band Leonard Skinner? And yes, I do know the answer to that. But I'm wondering if you guys, what age group you are, and if you know. You could do a video on cleaning your camera lenses and sensor. I just mine in a. Oh, I just put mine in a softball and toss it in the washing machine. Well, they have these nets, laundry nets, so that it doesn't rip your sheets and they don't get all tangled up and stuff like that. You could put the camera, like you could put the Olympus in one of those and put it in the washer. I don't recommend that. I think that would be pretty stupid, but anyway. So Norm is here. Yes. Merry Christmas, Peter. Good evening, Greggies. Let me look up on the calendar what next Friday's date is. What's new in calendar? Oh, God, I never opened it in this. Oh, it's the 26th. It's not going to be on the 25th. Doggone. Doggone it. Oh, well. Oh, well. Well, we'll say Merry Christmas next Friday for Thursday. So there we go. So that's Norm. Let me give you a star, buddy. Here's Andre. I have an A7S III, and I need another camera. A1 has 8K and a great photo. FX3 has an internal ND filter and looks more professional. Both cameras, same price. Okay, same question. FX6 or FX3, the one that's coming out? Okay, that's my question. Here's Louie. I didn't know if you were coming in tonight. I didn't see you for so long. And we're cutting out early tonight. Got places to go, people to see. No. Hi, Louis. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I love you, dude. Aaron says, does the ZV-1 need any special settings to stream in 4K with Ecamm, or do we just plug it in and go? You've got to plug it in and go, and you also have to set it for the overheating, but that's on all Sonys. I know overheating is not a good term for you with the camera, but you got to turn that overheating thing off, and I would flip open so it's got open air in the back. But I think you know all of that. Now, if you're going to record in 4K, there's a setting in there where it'll allow it to be unlimited. Okay, but it comes in, I think, at 10 minutes. But you're using an HDMI, so I would still find that setting. I don't remember what it is, and I can't take the camera apart. Now, I think I'm hot. Yes, but I didn't zoom it in. So with this camera, I could stand there, and I can go. Oh, that's too much. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Bum, bum, bum. That's too much. Just a little bit. Let's go back, start with something else. All right. Good. I like just maybe a hand's distance above, and that puts my eyes kind of like on a rule of thirds. And that makes me look bigger. A lot of people, their heads are like this in their videos, okay? So if their heads are like this, they centerize the camera, but then it doesn't look right. It looks way too small. So what you need to do is put your eyes up on the rule of thirds, which would be right about here. I'm looking, excuse me, at the monitor, okay? So that's my first, or my start, and then what I do now is I don't even worry about the rule of thirds for setting up in here. I want a hand's distance in the top here. At the most, even less. Let's check out where I have this camera. Okay. Oh, that camera's not connected. Okay. All right, so the Z6 is kind of like the way I like it. I like it up like that. And the A7 III is, it could be moved a little bit. I'm kind of like, I think I bumped it, so it needs to go over to that side more. Okay, I just want like the edge of this here to be in there. I don't want that white cord. So see the white cord on that's the electrical line that runs these blue LEDs, okay? So I could actually go over there if I wanted to. Don't want to. All right, so this tripod has an easy, so that I can just loosen it a little bit, and I go to right there, okay? And then on the other side, I lower this just a little bit, too much, right above Santa's head. I think that can go a little bit more. All right, so I was sweeping and vacuuming and stuff, and I think I bumped it. So you got to see fine-tuning in the making. Yeah, I did lower it a little bit too much. No, actually I didn't. If I go here, all right, I have to go in and change. All right, so this is something that Ecamm will allow me to do. I can move this like that. So I want just like that. You get to remember it after a while. And then I have to remember to lock the camera again. Okay, so now I can go to my rotating cameras. Nope, too much. Too much. Anybody going to Taco Bell? Because I got this craving for nachos. Come on. All right, let's get back into conversing. I was talking to Lewis, and here's Aaron, the ZV-1. All right, I did that one, and I'll give you a check mark, a star. You got a star, Aaron. Hey, Lewis, do you have a video for us this week? Ooh, I didn't even remember to do that. Good for you, Aaron. Good for you. I could use 8K as a tool from time to time and great photo capabilities. Well, what 8K is good for is not 8K, okay? With 8K, I've seen somebody do this. You could start like over here, and you can pan all the way across here, all from one camera. So it looks like you're panning the camera like that, okay? It's like it's on a slider, okay? And you can make multiple, different types of looks from one camera. So Lewis, I've been shooting 4K 24. Should I switch to 4K 30 instead? If I were you, knowing what you're doing, yes, I would. I would definitely do that. It will give you a better picture, sharper picture, more vibrant picture, and your software, you can set it easily to 30p in your computer or even on your phone. So Randy's talking to Aaron. Short music before the firmware update, movie mode. Wait, before the firmware update, movie mode. Okay, I'll let Randy deal with that with Aaron, because I got to do it here too, so I'll find out tomorrow. So Andre says, although I'm perfectly happy with my S3. It's such a lovely camera. I mean, I honestly have to say, I truly enjoy this camera. It just does really, really well for me. Okay, so now since I did adjust that, let's come over here. And adjust that. Ooh, I'm smoking hot tonight. Okay, now that's done. If anybody wants to know, that's actually done in Ecamm. Where am I? Over here. So this is my close-up of the A7 III. So with one camera, I can have two looks. And I have two looks with this camera too, which is the Nikon, I can't reach it, Z6. So Mike says, that's what I don't like about the 90D is it goes to 30p when using the Ninja recorder. And don't forget the little quotations, and they don't tell you that it does that. That's where I got into trouble, I think, with them demonetizing that video, because I apparently, the 90D and Trump have something to do with each other. So, yep, it goes into 30p automatically when using HDMI out. You record inside the camera? No problem. It's available. So, let me give you a star. So Lewis is going, Lewis, no, don't listen to those 30 frame per second weirdos. There's a strong artistic group out there, and only 24p will do. That's it, end of the line. Nothing other than 24p. So have a conversation with Ray about it. He'll tell you why he thinks that 24p is the cat's meow. Aaron says, I don't know if I have it in movie mode. I'm just using it, and it seems to be working. Not sure if it's sending 4K through. Okay. All right. So what you can do is do a test stream and set the camera to 4K, and yeah, but it's going to record what you got in the stream. If it's set to 4K, it'll do 4K. I'm not sure about not being in the movie mode. Okay, I'm in the movie mode where the dial or wherever the mode is movie. And then I have to set it to M for manual in the movie section. 4K 60p. Well, ironically, I have a camera capable of doing that, and that is the S3. This guy right here can actually do 4K 60p, but what I'm disappointed in is I wanted to do a 4K stream tonight, but I didn't. But I can't cry over spilt milk. Mike, probably because when the 90D first came out, it didn't have 30 frames per second for video at all. They only added 24 frames per second in a firmware update after everyone rightfully complained. So what I was told by Canon, okay, is, do you know any Canon camera that is not a professional level, a single digit, like 5, okay, that will output 24p through the HDMI? So I thought about it, and I said, you know, you're right, I don't know a single one. He says, we don't do 24p on any consumer grade cameras out of the HDMI. End of story, okay? So the only one I'm not sure about is the RP. But since the guy was saying that and he was from Canon, I'm assuming he knew what he was talking about. But it's Canon I was talking to. Ray says, I appreciate the compliments, Peter. Yes. For the record, I use the Sony 6600 now. That's an update. I didn't know that. Though some of my videos may have an old Canon 90D clips in it for B-roll. I have a giant library of Canon 90D footage. Yeah, I got it into my head some way, Raymond, that you were shooting 90D. So you got sharper pictures now because it oversamples from 6.5 to 4, and you can see it. It's easily see. The difference can easily be seen. White walkers coming from the north. Oh, it took me a while to figure out. He's talking about snowbirds. David, hi Peter and family. How you doing, David? What you doing, David? Where are you doing it, David? And who are you doing it with? Daylight Savings Time 2021 in Virginia will begin 2 a.m. on Sunday, March 14th. Well, I guess it'll do that for everybody. So it's probably all of the Daylight Savings Times was going to go on March 14th. So what I was told is that it is actually earlier than it was last year. Andre's asking me a question. Do you have M1 chip Mac? Yes, this is what you're watching. This is the M1. And if you go back, not last week, but any time before that, probably for a month, it's streaming 4K out of this unit right here. So this is a Mac Mini, the cheapest one you could get. No extra RAM, no extra hard drive, and I actually wasn't planning on buying it. But when I went to go buy the updates to the Ninja 5, not an update, but like the Shogun or one of those where you can put, I think, up to 4 cameras in it and record. They're like $1,200 or $1,300. Well, $699 for this, and it records inside, and I get a whole computer to go with it. I didn't buy the Atomos, and I bought that, and it's dedicated for streaming, and it does 4K very nicely, very nice, crisp, clean. It handles it easily. There's no overheating. I never have heard the fan go on this computer, ever. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, that's right. We're coming to that time of the year. McDonald's Shamrock Shake. Is it out now? If I leave here and go to McDonald's and come back, will I have a green shake in my hand if I order one? Is it available? Is it available? This will make things easier. And I also want to, did they discontinue breakfast? Like I can't go get pancakes now? You know when I want pancakes? In the middle of the night. I get this sudden urge for pancakes. And I always was able to run down to pancakes. And somebody, I think my brother, said, nope, they stopped the breakfast. It's only available at breakfast time now. So if anybody knows that, I would like to know. I would like to know. Why does that look like that? Didn't I just go over there and fix that? What? What? Okay, let's see if we can make it stick this time. All right, so Norm said hello. Let me give him a star. Andre. Andre. There he is. Wow, I'm sorry. I will watch the last week's show tomorrow. Last week's show, Andre, is 1080. There was a reason I went to 1080. I forgot what it was. So last week's show is 1080. So the week before, from when I got this Mac in, the Mac Mini, is all at 4K. Okay? So I can't remember why I went to 1080 last week. There was a reason, and it was annoying me because I don't want to go to 1080, but I did. So, but you could always just click on the gear and you could see what's available. So if it's 1080 60p, then that's what it was recorded in. So the interesting thing was, Andre, all this chat, when I finish the show, it goes away. And YouTube reprocesses the entire stream. And when they're done, they bring it back again with the chat. Okay, so at 4K, it usually takes 2 days for them to do that. Last week in 1080, what did it take, Randy? All of 4 hours at the most? 5 hours? And all the chats were back. Andre says, Philip Bloom said that the rumors are way off and don't take them seriously. He's on an NDA and he couldn't say nothing about this. We will see. It will be strange not to have NDs built in. We'll find out Tuesday, the 23rd. The 23rd of February. We could see some internal raw recording. Yeah, you never know what these... Like Simon said, put your hands in the air, Simple Simon says, bum 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so we could see internal recording. But Simon says that Sony is very good at keeping secrets. And no, I want to say hello to Tom. Hello all, hope you're all doing very well. Hi Tom, how is you and the missus? I hope you guys are safe and sound and everything is going well. I didn't see you this week, but this week was a weird week in so many different ways. So I didn't see hardly anybody. But I'm always glad when you come in. It picks up, not only it picks up the room, but it picks me up. I feel happy. It's like, Tom's here. Okay, everything's okay. Are you a moderator? Do you have a wrench? Because if you don't, I'm going to go in there and see why you don't have a wrench. So, that's Tom. Good old Tom and his wife. I'm thinking of forming an LLC, but I'm a bit worried. Reporting income every 3 months. Not sure if it's going to be lucrative. Taxes. Any advice, Peter, since you are an LLC? Yep, doesn't mean squat. You don't have to report taxes every 3 months, only if you hit a certain income. So if you're doing like $1 million a year and stuff like that, then you got to report it because you got to pay taxes. I pay taxes, state income tax, on a quarterly level because it's within their range of what I'm allowed, and I don't have to do it every month. So it's an easy thing to do. I recommend it. It does cost a little bit every year because you formed a corporation. You have to report your minutes every year. I don't have any minutes. I have a meeting with myself. So, Peter, how are you doing? I'm doing fine, Peter. What's up with you these days? Well, I bought an S3. Look, it's right there. And of course, I would edit out all the turnings and stuff like that. So I just had my meeting for the year, Mike. Don't be afraid of it at all. Everybody in here should be an LLC. My opinion, not a tax person. I just play one on TV. Where's my buddy? If the Sony FX3 has good stabilization, it's intriguing as a carry-around cinema camera that will enable shooters to film in public without being bothered for permits. That's a good point. Right there. I'm going to remember it because I'm trying to think of what's the FX3 for. Permits. That's great, Raymond. I just stole it, so thank you, buddy. Thank you for loving me back and giving me your brain power. All right, so now we went through we went through the chat with Simon. So Mr. Camera Junkie is saying hello to Norman, ordinary filmmaker. I think there's a lot to green, red in every one of us. And I guess they're having their own little conversation there. I know green and red is Canada colors, so bum, bum, bum. Simon says, being live on your show felt like the early days of you live streaming, Peter. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We'll talk tomorrow. Well, you know, everybody got to hear how we really talk with each other, except we get a little bit into family stuff, which I didn't want to do. Maybe a little bit on Liam, because everybody loves Liam. Okay. And so we just get into it when we talk. Amazing the mic still works so well from the 1980s. Computers that old need to be scrapped, recapped, or whatever. Oh yes, I did have to recap a motherboard. Almost went right over my head, but I did. I had to recap a motherboard. Scared the living doo-doo out of me, but I did it and it worked. And the computer actually worked better. So why didn't they put the right caps in to begin with? So Simon is talking to Scott. All is well here. Looking forward to the spring. Norm is saying hello, Lewis. Hello, Lewis. Hi, Lewis. And Mr. Camera Junkie is turn on slow mode for the chat. I think it's already in slow mode, but I didn't change it. So it's in whatever it's in, whatever the way it comes. So there we go. But with the way they hit me last week, maybe it was in slow mode. Maybe you're right, Lewis, so I will check that. I did see it somewhere. I don't remember where, but I did see it. David Crooks, he was a teacher. Leonard Skinner, that's right. I can't get around. Where is David? How come he's not up on the screen? I can't get anything past David. So Leonard Skinner was the school teacher, and they named the band out of him after him. I don't know if they loved him or they hated him, but that's where the name came from. He was the school teacher of the head or the leader of Leonard Skinner. Okay, so Andre's talking about the FX6, not the FX3. So thank you for straightening me out on that, because that got me confused, Andre. So Leonard Skinner got his name from their gym teacher, who they did not like. See? Thank you, Eric. Adds a little more information there. So that was the coach. Hey, coach, the gym teacher. His name was Leonard Skinner, and I knew the story. And I think I even knew he was the gym teacher. I just didn't remember that part until Eric just brought it up. So here's Mark. How you doing, Mark? Good to see you, my friend. Always happy to see you. I'm grateful and glad for you coming in. What's the weather in Chicago? It's got to be cold, right? Everybody else is cold. Why would Chicago be left out? Don't you dare tell me it's in the 70s. I dropped some water on my keyboard. Good thing it's a Mac keyboard and it's got Apple Care. There we go. So, where is Mark? There's my buddy. You change your avatar again? Because if you did it last week, I don't remember it. It just looks different to me. Is Dancing Santa a moderator? We could have had him put last week's intruders on the naughty list. They did. They got put on some kind of a list. See how they like it when they get a lump of coal in their Christmas stockings. Oh, I watched Christmas Chronicles 2 a couple of nights ago, and it had a lump of coal in there. Here's Mario. Hi, Peter. Hello to you all. How is my friend Mario doing? Is it cold where you are, Mario? Oh, all I have to do is go outside and I'll see? Oh, okay. No, it's not cold where you are, Mario. It's actually quite warm. We, the side of the house where the sun goes down, that wall, I have a exterior water filter. So sometimes I turn on the cold water, and for the first few seconds, it comes out really hot. And I'm going, oh, I must turn the hot on. And then I turn the hot on, and the hot's cold, and I get all confused. So it's hot outside, hot enough to heat the water filter. Sly, how you doing? I heard that your water pipes froze, and you had to go to a hotel. Evening, Peter and everyone. I turned you on in the car, and the first thing I heard was, I'm a porn star. Sounded like Peter's voice, but I thought, what am I listening to? Then you redeemed yourself. I wonder what I said. I remember saying I'm a porn star, but I don't remember why I said that. That's funny. I guess when you get older, the memory does something funny. But wait, Sly's in the room. Sly. I did not turn on, wait Sly, I did not turn on the tower of power over here. So we have the mixer, we have the reverb, we have the compressor, we have the limiter, all of that, oh, and the amplifier in one tower, and it's got a one switch that to turn it on. And I said to myself, I know I'm forgetting something. Sly, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have the ability to sing tonight. How you doing, Sly? I heard your pipes got frozen. Poor Sly's got frozen pipes. You gotta let them drip, drip, drip. You gotta have a little drip, drip, drip in your pipe, or you'll freeze, and everything will go wrong. I'm so glad that you could hear me in the car. No, I'm not a porn star. Or maybe I am and I didn't know it. I don't see no cash, so I guess this is not all that well received. But I am a YouTube star. Well, maybe not a star, but for you, Sly, I'm a singer. 'Cause I sing songs just for you. I pray God blesses you, protects you, Sly, keeps you in the palm of his hand. Not only you, but your children and grandchildren and your pets, your whole household. So I'm happy to see you tonight. It's almost like Christmas time, but it's February, March. I hope you had a real good Valentine's Day, and they got you a lot of candy and flowers sent your way. Hello, Sly. How you doing, Sly? What you doing out there tonight? Did you eat your din-din, din-din, din-din? Are you back home now, home now, home now? I can't think of anything else to sing to you, but I hope you're warm and cozy. So Sly, this song's for you, for another wonderful week to come your way. And now I have to figure out how to end this special Sly song. That went longer than I thought. So Sly's in the house. So the rumor on the street, Sly, is that you had to go to a hotel because your pipes froze. Did they burst or they just froze? Because usually it freezes and then bursts. Surprise! So you got to have it so it drips. Randy taught this to me. Okay. Not a stream and not on, but just drip, drip, drip. All of them. So, and then like 3 days later, the Weather Channel told me the same thing. So Randy is like way ahead of the Weather Channel. So thank God for Randy. Norm, I shoot videos for the Boat Magazine. Oh, the website on a Panasonic AG160AP camera at 1080-30p. For the RV Magazine, I shoot video on two Nikons P7800s. Those are nice cameras. And one P77 camera at 1080-30p. So you're 30p, 30p, 30p. You're just a 30p kind of guy. What can I tell you? Now that sounds perfectly, exactly right. No problems here. I went to Best Buy today and listened to the salesperson telling a client the most incredible stories about Nikon and Canon cameras. None after 40 years that I know. Well, that sounds interesting. Something we should know. Norm? For ultra-wide interior shots, I shoot with the Nikon 7100. I had that camera. Good camera. The 12-24 lens at 1080-30p works well enough for YouTube. Well enough for better than YouTube too. Compact and easy to use with CF tripods and wireless Mickey Mouses. So Norm says instead, oops, sorry Norm, I forgot to turn this one off. I have to do it manually now because it went to sleep. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so what was he saying about ultra-wide? I did that one. Instead of a clapper board, for syncing the videos from A, B, and C, I use a rubber ducky. Always good for a laugh to loosen up the talent. That's excellent. Is it a sharp enough sound? I don't like the sounds that on the wave it looks like, ooh, like, where's the beginning? Where? So I usually, and then I go into some kind of a dance. Hey, it's my show. Or it's my recording. Mario, I could tell you a few stories about the photo industry. Norm can definitely, he's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. So, Norm says, hi Sly, are you okay in Oak? Oklahoma, here I come. There's a whole movie, a whole cotton picking movie. Shirley Jones. Ring a bell? Bum bum bum. Seven Brides, Seven Brothers. I like that one too. I like the dance scene where they go up and down the benches, the tables, the picnic tables. Scotty says, I have 5 ceiling fans in my house. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So far. Wait a minute. I have 5 ceiling fans in my house. I've had to recap 3 so far. Capacitors go bad eventually. Motherboard, ceiling fans, electronic flashes. I didn't even know. I didn't know ceiling fans had caps in them. Scotty, you surprised me. I had a Zoom meeting this week and I made a virtual background shot of myself in a very cool background. Then I sat in a position that put my live image in perfect register with the photo. That sounded interesting. Have you seen the commercial? I think it's a coffee commercial where they're having a Zoom meeting, or they're implying they're having a Zoom meeting. And for some reason he jumps up or something and he's got these like red hearts boxer underwear on. And everybody is like you could put a coal up there and get a diamond. When I moved over, everyone freaked out to see Norm left and Norm right. That would have been really cool. You're gonna have to teach me how to do that. I can do that here because I can do photos, and I can even do videos. Sky says, hi Norm, 6 days, no water, still ice and snow on the ground, and neighborhoods and freezing temps. Hopefully we will thaw out soon. Did you go back home or are you still at the hotel? Same weather like yours today, Peter. Warm weather tomorrow with Lewis. That's right. You, me, and Lewis. We're just neighboring counties. So that's funny. Good for you, Mario. Sly, that sounds awful. Up here in Canada, we are used to that kind of weather. When I grew up in Montreal, we had up to 5 feet of snow on the ground in midwinter. Hardly ever lost power. So, Real Raymond says, Peter, have you ever seen a dream dancing? Well, I did. Think about the words. Have you ever seen a dream dancing? Well, I did. Peter, have you seen the channel that goes by the name of Make Art Now? He has some of the most creative videos I have ever seen and does some interesting camera rig experiments. No, but I will. I will go and see because I like watching interesting stuff. What did I get into? Oh, I can't say. It's not a good thing. Well, actually, it is a good thing. It's about health, okay? Health. Turning into a pumpkin at midnight. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I need to go at midnight too, so we're winding this up. Hi, Norm. Hi, dear Norm. Hi, dear Norm. Sly says, Peter. Yes, Sly. What is it? I think you're one of the brightest YouTube stars. All right, let me turn the lights down. You're entertaining, can sing and dance. Now, you don't know that I can dance, but I can dance. And you are a wealth of knowledge. Shh, people are not supposed to know that. It's a whole package. I act like I don't know what I'm talking about. It keeps me out of so many arguments. Because as soon as I say something, somebody is right there that wants to challenge me. And most of the time, it's somebody that doesn't know a whole lot. I'm not going to say that people are dumb, because they're not dumb, okay? But they just think they're a rock star. It's actually entertaining to watch people that think they're a rock star. I'm not talking about anybody in here. You're all rock stars to me, okay? Every single one. So here's one right here. You need a rock star? There's one right there. Ray says, to Sly, that's why you should live in either California or Florida, based on a weather map. I saw a couple of days ago, those were basically the only two states. You noticed? I saw them because I was watching the Weather Channel, and it was like this. Okay, so let's do it this way. So here's California, here's Florida, here's New York, New Hampshire, up there, okay? So it came down like this, went straight across, wiggly lines, and then went up like that. So over here you have Texas, which got bombarded and blew out their electrical system. Then you have Tennessee, then you have Nashville, which they were trying like crazy to get the homeless off the street because they said they were going to die. Then you had North Carolina that had tornadoes. So the Weather Channel was the most interesting thing to watch, and I just felt sorry for, what people were going through. So what can I say? Mario says, what equipment would you recommend to a dentist? Dentist. They need to take pictures of the rotten teeth inside of the mouth, the ones way in the back. I probably would not recommend a high-end camera, okay, because you need something that's going to focus pretty well. Because when you put your hand like in front of the mouth, it's going to focus on the hand. Then when you move it away, it's going to focus back. So you need high f-stops, 5.6, f8, plenty of light, which you know they've got that light that comes down. Are you a dentist by any chance? Just curious. Let's see. So my dentist takes pictures and videos. So I had my teeth from here all the way back to here, $14,000. All root canals and crowns. And he was taking pictures all along the way, and I was all Xanaxed out, so I didn't pay all that much attention. Plus, I really couldn't talk that much. He had all these things in my mouth. So, anyway, he takes really, really good care of me. Lewis says, I did post a video, just a video of Coco. It was a tough week. My grandma's in the hospital going for surgery tomorrow. Please pray for her. Everyone, thank you. Well, we pray for her right now. In Jesus' name, I pray for Lewis's grandmother and pray the healing power of God to come on her, protect her, keep her healthy, make her have a speedy recovery, and give wisdom and guidance to the surgeon's hands so that the surgery will go very well and that Lewis's grandmother is better than before quickly. Amen. Okay, so I prayed, and I will pray tonight when I do my prayers. It'll be longer than that, Lewis. It seems like a dentist would need a bright light and a macro lens. Well, he's got the bright light. Have you been to a dentist lately? If they miss, it goes right in your eye, and it's like, oh my God, no! You know? So, but this was a couple of years ago when I did that. So, but it did make me curious because I do have somebody that's on the big channel. His name is Endo. I forgot. And he's a dental surgeon, and he has asked me many times about setting up cameras and stuff like that. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody's pets too. Thank you for joining me tonight. You guys are lovely, better than lovely. Start saying good night to each other because we are about to enter the weekend. Ray, your weekend will start probably in a couple of hours, 2-3 hours. Mark is already, he's already in his weekend. So there we go on that. So say good night to each other, and we are done. Oh, you know what? I just noticed this chair doesn't belong here. Not this one. This one. Wow, what's this chair doing here? I told you I cleaned up. So I cleaned up. So I have to put things back in their place. I was using that to sit down. Love you guys. We'll be praying for you. I will be praying for you. I will be praying for you. Say a prayer for me. I hope you guys have a safe, wonderful weekend. Your electricity all stays on. I don't know much about ice, but I heard ice is very dangerous, so be careful when you're driving. There's something, what's it called? Dry ice? Black ice. Black ice is ice you don't see. So I want every one of you safe. Don't want to hear no bad reports. So say good night to everybody. Love everybody. Love you all. I love you all. And I hope you have a good night. And good night, Peter and everybody. And so Raymond is closing us out for the night. And we're done. We have done. We did a 2-hour show. Yep, 2 hours and 13 minutes. Now I got to go take the clothes out of the washer, put them in the dryer, and then do my stuff. By that time, the 45 minutes will be over. And then I have to fold them, put them away, and stuff like that. And then I can do my normal nighttime routine. So, see you later, alligators. Let's meet next Friday night. How about if we do this? How about next Friday night we get together here on this channel? Or possibly, if not then, maybe next Friday. Okay, so next Friday we can get together. The one that's coming up after Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That one. we can get together then. Am I confusing you? Because that's what I'm trying to do. Trying to sound earnest and like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm saying nothing at all. Except, good night, I love you, bye-bye.